Hey everyone, we're going to talk about the responsibilities of a wedding party. We're going to start with, this is going to be a series of bridesmaids, maid of honor, and groomsmen, best man. So we're going to do two separate videos and we're going to do instructions and advice on your responsibilities for the wedding day. So stay tuned. Hey everyone, so we're going to talk about the responsibilities of the maid of honor. The maid of honor has been picked because of either friendship or sibling or anything like that. Regardless of the why, your responsibility for the day is probably the most crucial part aside from being the bride. Your job is very crucial when it comes to the balance of the day and how the day flows. It's very important. If you are crazy and chaotic, then the flow of the day will kind of go that way because not only the bride, but the bridesmaids and the maid of honor tend to set the tone for all of that. So when I talk about setting the tone, I mean the tone is set by the wedding party. So you guys can be over enthusiastic or you can be laid back and just be yourselves. However you got in the position of being a bridesmaid and on the wedding party, there's a reason why they picked you. So pay attention to your responsibilities of the day. So as a maid of honor, first and foremost, plan the bridal shower. Plan the bridal shower when it comes to the bride and the bridesmaids and stuff like that. The bridemaid will go around and dictate who's going to be what and what order they're going to walk in. If you're walking with, all that stuff gets taken down away. But your first responsibility is the bridal shower. Pay attention to what the bride wants or likes or dislikes. A lot of that stuff has to do with parents and grandparents getting involved and things like that. But I feel like the number one job for the maid of honor is to keep the bride level-headed. Keep them level-headed when it comes to, encouraging them or strengthening, saying, hey, this is going to be okay. It's going to be fine. What do you need? I'll go do this. I'll go do that. So as maid of honor, bridal party, and the maid of honor, and on the bridal shower, it's your job to do all the planning of that and be involved with stuff like that. So that's tip number one. Tip number two, coordinate the bachelorette party. I'm going to be very careful with a lot of this because I feel like if somebody is not wanting to have a bachelorette party, I feel like you need to respect their wishes. We're going to talk about the guys at another time. So plan the bachelorette party, do some fun things and take some pictures, and you'll always have that recorded, and just be smart about it. You just be smart about it. And when you're doing the planning and getting everybody involved, the maid of honor is like the ringleader of all of this, and all the bridesmaids should be helping, first of all, with organizing and or paying for it. Just remember, don't expect everybody to have to help and pitch in, but it would be nice if everybody helped and pitched in, but that's the responsibility of the bridal party depending on how involved that they are. So that's tip number two. Tip number three, and I feel like this should be like number one, but I'm going to put it at number three. Provide emotional support. Very, very, very important when it comes to keeping that bride level-headed, like I mentioned in the first one. Keeping them level-headed, keeping them grounded, keeping them focused, encouraging them, strengthening them, bringing them up, bringing them down, whatever you got to do, keep it flat and level-headed. Everybody's going to have a good time. It is your job to be the mediator. If something erupts, something happens, it's your job to calm everything down and keep everybody civil in the midst of all of that. So that's your job, maid of honor. Tip number four, assist in the wedding planning. This is where I feel like the brides and grooms and the wedding couples kind of like get a little bit situated where they feel like it's all their responsibility. Yes. But at the same time, you have a wedding party to help. So have them help, have the maid of honor help with the wedding plans. Again, almost to be that third voice, almost to be that level-headed backup. Hey, have you thought of this? Hey, have you thought of that? So that's another part of the maid of honor can get involved with and help out. And the bride and groom will be grateful at the end of the day. So help out as much as you can. Tip number 5 is wedding dress shopping. Find out what your bride is looking for and not looking for. And you don't have to be the spokesperson for this because at the end of the day, when you go to that dress shop, the dress shop people will be talking to the bride on what the bride wants. Wedding shop people don't need Aunt Susie, Uncle Bob, maid of honor telling them what they want. They want to hear from the bride. So your job is to find out ahead of time what she's looking for so that you can help. But don't be that pushy, she doesn't want this, she doesn't want this, to the wedding person that's selling the suits and the dresses and things like that, because that's not the vibe that you're going to get. You're going to get more of a pushback from there, because the wedding people at the bridal stores want to talk to the bride about what they want. Now, a maid of honor can help and have a say and have an input, but at the end of the day, the instructions are going to be coming. So know your place. Know your place. Know your place. Perfect. All right, number 6, coordinate the bridesmaids. I feel like this is going to be for the guys also. It is so important to get all of the bridesmaids on the same page. I cannot count how many weddings I've done. And when we first started a year ago, they had 5 on one side, 5 on the other. All of a sudden, 3 weeks before the wedding, when we're doing an itinerary and we're going over the plans and stuff like that, I find out 2 people dropped off from each side for whatever reason. So as a best man, as a maid of honor, coordinate the bridesmaids. Have a thread, email, or a text of some sort that does not include the bride. That way there you can coordinate with the bridesmaids. Hey, we need this. Hey, we need that. Hey, she's struggling with this. Hey, she's struggling with that. And not to exclude her, but just to kind of get the bridesmaids all on the same page so that they have a heads up like, hey, Julie's going to be really upset today because something happened with her mom, so we need to be really on top of it and helping her get through this, or encouraging her, or whatever. So, maid of honor, coordinate with your bridesmaids. That's number 6. All right, number 7, prepare a speech. Yes, bridesmaids, please prepare a speech. But let me just say, please, 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 limit the toast in the speech to 2 minutes. They don't need to know how you met in college. Yes, that's important. They don't need to know all the parties and the trips that you guys went to. Yes, that's important. You want to keep it short and sweet. You want to keep it anywhere between 2 to 5 minutes for a speech, okay? And this is where, if you have a best man doing his 5 minutes and a maid of honor doing her 5 minutes, and then the father of the bride gets up and does his 5 minutes, you're looking at 15 minutes of unanswered time when it comes to the itinerary of the day. So be very conscious of that. Plan your speech appropriately. Keep anything that is a secret or not need to be told to the truth and out loud and blurted, keep it to yourself. You'll know, she knows, that's okay. Give that signal, hey, we were there, I saw it. But it doesn't need to be said out loud. So keep your speeches to anywhere between 2 to 5 minutes. It helps keeps everything on track. So prepare your speech, number 7. All right, number 8, stay organized. Don't be a disorganized, I don't think you need a folder and everybody's, got to go through the whole thing like that. I don't think you need a folder where everybody has to have the color coded or anything like that. But I feel like you do need to have some sort of organization that you can keep the bridesmaids in check, keep the bride in check, keep in touch with the mom or the mother of the groom or anything like that, so that you are like the hub of everything that's happening going on, because the bride will thank you. She will really, really thank you with all of the responsibility that you take on. Don't be that driving force where you're in control of everything, but be enough there that you can have your hand in everything so that you can be a help instead of a hurt or a hazard. So, all right. All right, number 9, assist in the do-it-yourself projects. I always encourage people, don't do it yourself. It takes time away from preparations and plans, and you've got a day job, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. Rental companies, there's so many of them. Rental companies, rent. Don't dread it, rent it. Just call them up. Rent the centerpieces so you don't have to make them. I've done so many weddings where the bride and the wedding party were up until 2 o'clock in the morning, the night before the wedding, after the after the rehearsal dinner. They were still making their flowers and doing their centerpieces and making the mirrors and cleaning the mirrors Don't do it. Just rent it. It just saves you so much headache. But if there is any do-it-yourself projects, please help. Help them organize and deliver things that have to be done to the venue ahead of time. Take the time to make sure this needs to go over here and this needs to go over here. The more you do for the bride, the better off it's going to be in the long run. Don't let her be overwhelmed. Help, please help. That's the job of the wedding party, the whole entire wedding party. Help the bride, no matter what. Help the bride, help the bride, help the bride. All right, that's number 9. Number 10, be available. If the bride is looking for something and you're missing for like 3 days and she needed to have help with this, she picked you for a reason. Please be level-headed and be appropriate and be on time and be good emotional support and things like that. And you do have a life also. Please don't get me wrong. Please don't get me wrong. You have a life also, and I get that. But she picked you for a reason. Please be there for her for emotional support, contact, talk her off a ledge, whatever you need to do. Help her with color schemes, help her with the dress, help her with do-it-yourself. Anything like that, help her. You need to be available. That's number 10. All right, that's my 10 tips for the job of the maid of honor on the wedding day and prior to the wedding day. So this is not just the wedding day stuff. This is prior to the wedding day. So maid of honor has a really distinct job and a very important job, but at the same time, that job is very tangent on what happens for the rest of the day. You can make or break a wedding flow. Those are 10 tips for the maid of honor's job. If you are a maid of honor and you found that to be helpful, if you are a photographer and you found that to be helpful, send this to your wedding couples prior to their wedding so that they know what their responsibilities are. I will be doing one for the guys. I will be doing one for the officiant. I will be doing one for the parents' bride of the wedding party. All of those stuff is very important. So thank you guys for coming back to the channel. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And that was all about the responsibilities of the maid of honor prior to the wedding day. So thank you guys for coming back to the channel. As always, remember to smile more because it sure does hurt less. Peace.